Yo, what's going on, fellas? So I got requested to watch this video, and it's funny enough, I did have a video going over all these matchups like Daemon versus, I didn't have him going against Jura, I had him going against Bug, because Bug is after Ada, as we know, and the only person to protect Ada, well, the most logical person will be Daemon, you know? I mean, I hope you all know that Ada doesn't fight. She doesn't like the idea of fighting. So obviously, when she called Daemon her knight, and Code, who's probably not her knight anymore, those are the guys who is supposed to protect her. Other than her natural omnipotence, charm ability, you see what I'm saying? So a lot of things happened, and I had to end up taking the video down. I think it was about 3 months ago, maybe 2 months ago. 3 months ago? I'm gonna say 3 months ago. Yeah, I had a little run-in with Shueisha. That situation is not completely taken care of, but just know, later next month, around maybe chapter 9, yeah, when chapter 9 drops, I'm gonna have those videos back out. The situation is gonna be resolved. So please, just stick with me, all right? Just stick with me. But anyway, this is perfect because for those who didn't see that video, I'm gonna explain everything in this video. Daemon versus the Shinju and how I think it's going to go. Now, of course, Daemon versus Jura is going to go a little bit different than Daemon versus Bug because, you know, the power gaps and all that. And that's just me believing that Jura is way stronger than Bug. So obviously, Daemon's going to have an even tougher time than he would already with Bug. And Bug is already a hard matchup for him. And I'm going to get into why in a second. But before we get into the video, Naruto Explain, I'm going to leave the link to his channel down below in the description just in case anybody wants to check him out. If you leave a like on this video, go ahead and drop a like on that video. You know, it's only fair. Share the wealth, share the love. But enough yapping. Let's hop right into it.
With Boruto 2 Blue Vortex Chapter 8, the story's finally given us that inevitable moment that we've been waiting for throughout the events of the last 4 manga chapters, which is after getting that reveal that Jura and the other Shinju are continuing their awakening by going on side quests to devour the people who have strong connections for Matsuri, one in Konoha.
And I want to make something clear real quick. I want you guys to remember, of course, this is my theory alone. So whether you believe me or not, hey, it's my theory, you know what I'm saying? Not every theory video on YouTube is going to be 100% correct when it gets revealed in the manga. But I do have a strong feeling about this one. And of course, we're not going to watch the entire video, probably just some key points so I can get my point across. But I want you guys to remember that when it comes to the Shinju and their targets, as we all know, it's instinctual. Their instincts are telling them who their target is, of course. We found this out in chapter 5. Now, what does that mean exactly? And what does that mean for a potential Daemon encounter with the Shinju? Of course, we know Daemon has the reflective ability, you know, his Shinjutsu. And the thing about Daemon's ability is if you direct any intent or any ill intent of harming Daemon or anything like that, those thoughts are reflected back onto you in a physical form. So it's like in chapter, what was it, 74 or something, when Daemon first met KAWAKI and Boruto. KAWAKI wanted to test out the little theory of Daemon's power. He thought about clobbering him, and then those actions got reflected back onto him. So just the thought, you got to realize the thinking, the thought process behind trying to attack Daemon, that's what's making his ability work. Of course, he can touch you and reflect your ability back like that. Basically how Code survived that KAWAKI and Boruto encounter the first time. But yeah, those are the 2 ways, all right? Just remember that for later. Instincts and how Daemon Shinjutsu works.
These Shinju have arrived in Konoha looking for their targets. However, one thing that does need to get brought up for the discussion is the fact that Jura versus Daemon might be a very real matchup that might end up having to have a real consider for a possibility after the end of the last chapter, which is why in today's video, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the significance of Jura versus Daemon and the seeds that
I don't agree though. I'm gonna just say like this. I don't agree. I don't agree.
As a reminder,
I don't think Jura versus
Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. Make sure to check
Daemon
it out
is
down
coming
in the description box. So with Jura versus Daemon, there's a few things narratively that make this something that could work in the story that we have to take a look at. At the end of Boruto Naruto Next Generations, we knew where people like Boruto and KAWAKI stood on the totem pole, and Daemon was the one at the very top, like he told Code. It doesn't matter who's second place or third place because he will always be the one that's first, and we got a very casual line from Daemon that he's never used his full power at any point in the franchise, and he was
hasn't.
looking forward to fighting Boruto in return because he expected Boruto to be strong enough to handle his full power. When we look at how the narrative has built up Boruto, he came back strong enough that one of the first things that many people did was pit him against a hypothetical matchup against Daemon, because it was...
Now that's peak. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure Boruto outscales Daemon. It's just about getting past that hack he has. You guys gotta realize how broken that hack actually is. Imagine having to fight somebody without using your mind. Like, of course, naturally hearing that, you would think about Goku Ultra Instinct, but obviously that doesn't exist in this verse, so, you know, you gotta find another way. So, fighting without thinking, that's what Boruto is going to have to do to beat Daemon. Or have an attack that has a mind of its own. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can put up an attack and Daemon just gets caught in the crossfire, that will probably work. And then obviously you got to think about Uzuhiko right here. That has a possibility to work because when he put it against Code, it was kind of like attacking him, clinging onto his arms. But the thing is, the actual Rasengan Uzuhiko would probably reflect back onto Boruto. So, thing is, how do you attack Daemon without your attack being reflected back onto him? And you still have to be fast enough to avoid him touching you. That's very important too. I mean, it is possible because Boruto has the flying Raijin and the Shinju have the claw marks. Everybody usually calls the claw marks like a knockoff flying Raijin, great value flying Raijin, because it initially has the same actions of it. You can just teleport places quickly, and you still have to, you know how Minato throws the kunai so he could teleport to that spot or whatever you're gonna use. Like Boruto, he uses the pins on his jacket. We've seen him use the pins on his jacket or whatever he uses. He uses his sword sometimes. And, you know, it's the same thing with the claw marks. You have to put claw marks, you have to spread claw marks around the battlefield so you can teleport to them. So Boruto and the Shinju got that going for them against Daemon, which is most definitely gonna help them in a fight, you know, to avoid Daemon touching them. But it's all about the intent, you know? It's all about mind games when it comes to fighting Daemon, or the lack thereof. But just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind for a later point I'm gonna make.
Boruto, without using his full power, he was bullying White Karma Seal Code, who scales above Jigen but below Ishiki, and worst of all, Boruto was doing it in base without any issues.
We still don't know where a full power Boruto scales, by the way. I'm already ready to put him above Ishiki, I just need the propaganda.
He had a much easier time taking out Code than Daemon did during their battle, but the story started out giving us a comp of Boruto bullying someone who Daemon bullied. Then we saw Boruto battle against the Shinju, and we saw Boruto, for whatever reason, whether it be him getting caught off guard or getting surprised, Boruto found himself getting pushed in base against the Shinju. Now we have
in
Jura
base
pulling up into Konoha with the express intent to capture Naruto.
That's a decent place to rank him in base.
One of the first things we see him do is literally put Kawaki to sleep. Despite Kawaki being in battle with his Karma Seal activated, we see Kawaki get clean knocked across the village into the water tank and knocked out so cold that Delta is screaming for Kawaki to wake up.
It was bad for him. It was bad for Kawaki. That was horrible.
Hits is all you need to establish dominance over someone and let readers know exactly where someone falls on the scaling charts. For a classic example being how in the manga, Jigen at full power. So this would be Horned Karma Seal Jigen. He only needed 2 full power hits to leave Sasuke unable to stand back up, coughing his own blood up and laying in a puddle of that blood as a result of the attack. One of them being so hard it shattered his perfect Susanoo that Jigen was just mocking. This same Jigen only needed 3 direct hits at full power in order to knock out Naruto.
That was crazy. And the thing about it is, people will just see this, right? They'll see how Jigen just dismantled Naruto and Sasuke going all out, not holding back anything. And then they'll see how, like, you know, the rumors will go around that Himawari has 9 tails chakra, right? And then they'll be like, you know what? Himawari can be not even top 5, but top 3 in the verse. And I'm like, bro. First of all, the last time we seen Himawari fight, she was getting washed by Chocho. 9 tails chakra, that's cool. Even having her own chakra mode like this, it's cool. It's not enough. It's not nearly enough. That's why I can't believe people would even say, like, she even has Shukaku. Shukaku, the weakest tailed beast. And I had someone in my comment section say Shukaku isn't the weakest tailed beast. He literally is. He has 1 tail. The power level of the tailed beast goes by how many tails you have. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, Kurama being the most powerful until the 10 tails, of course. So y'all want her to have the weakest tailed beast in an era where even Kurama couldn't really do anything besides Baryon mode. I thought y'all wanted Himawari to be actively in the story, right? I thought y'all wanted her to be that. And you know, Shukaku is still a tailed beast. And besides your tailed beast, it's not really an indicator of like your cap in strength. Because Gaara, he was pretty damn strong at Shippuden. And he could probably be a really good match against all the Jinchuriki besides Killer Bee and Naruto. So even if Himawari has Shukaku, it's not all done for her because she has the Byakugan, of course. But do I think she has Shukaku? Hell no, she does not. Please stop saying that. Please stop saying that. There's no Shukaku in Himawari. Well, you could say Shukaku. You could say it's probably like a mix of all the tailed beasts, like I believe, resembling Ten Tails chakra.
Right now, Jura, he's on that type of timing. He takes out Kawaki in the same number of hits that Jigen took out Sasuke in the manga. While we haven't seen Boruto fight against Jura, we don't need to because Boruto ran away before it got to that point, albeit he was following the very wise orders of Kakashi and Koji, but the point stands, we never saw them fight. That brings us to Daemon versus Jura. The previous information is exactly why you consider the possibility of these two fighting, because what it does is it adds another layer to the battles and to the scaling. Daemon in part 1 as the strongest fighter, but we had Pandora's box in that we've never seen his full power. That's a Chekhov's gun. You don't mention something like that without us eventually seeing his full power. All that we knew is that he was one of the several humans who Amado made into cyborgs who was stronger than Jigen but weaker than Ishiki, but was in possession of Hack's abilities via Shibai's DNA being transplanted into their bodies as a binding agent, the opposite of the car inners. We have the Hashirama cells as part of the nanotech that Amado pumped in their body. We don't know how far above Jigen someone like Daemon scale, nor do we know how close to Ishiki Daemon.
Exactly. I'm gonna say it like this. We haven't seen him remotely have any type of struggle in a fight. That's the thing. Daemon could still be miles ahead of Boruto, for all we know. And of course, we don't know Boruto's full strength. But if I had to guess using context from his past battles, because Boruto has way more fights than Daemon, just in Tubular Vortex alone, not even including part 1, you could probably say his base caps out like around the Shinju. I can say he beats Bug. I can say that because I wholeheartedly believe he beats Bug on a one-on-one. But when he gets to Hidari, that's a problem. So let's say for now, he can cap off his base around Hidari, right? But when it comes to Jura, he's going to have to go above and beyond. He looked at Jura looked at him, and then he said damn, and then retreated. So you could take that however you want. You could say, oh, Boruto knew he was going to lose, so he had to retreat. Or you could say he was just listening to Kashi and Koji. Either one is fine. But when it comes to Daemon, he just has no caps right now. We just don't know.
So if Jigen on a scale from a hypothetical 1 to 10 was a 7 and Ishiki was a 10, then was Daemon a 7.5? Is Daemon an 8? Is he a 9? Is he
exactly.
a 10? But
he could be a 15
10 or a mid-range 10, a lower tier 10. We don't know. Like say how the Gold and Silver brothers would be considered lower Kage tier, but then someone like Curse Mark Stage 2 Sasuke with Orochimaru absorbed, or Pain Arc Kakashi would be someone in that middle Kage tier range where they're above people like the Gold and Silver brothers, but they're below people like the full power Tendo Path Pain that has all the 6 paths of Pain's chakra, or Sage Mode Pain Arc Naruto, or 5 Kage Summit Sasuke, and well below freaking demigods like KCM1 Minato and upper tier 6 pass characters like DMS Kakashi. There are levels to it. Right now with Daemon, you have a good chance to establish all that. A better chance than you do if you have Daemon using full power to protect someone like Ada from Bug, which in my honest opinion, this is just my opinion here, Bug being the one to force Daemon to use full power because his sister is a target, it has the highest form of payoff for Daemon to be used to in this manner. I like it a whole hell of a lot more than Daemon versus Jura, considering the fact that Daemon used to torment Bug, to Ada being referred to as someone who has Daemon as one of her knights that's meant to protect her, to Bug targeting Ada. That feels like it writes itself. It has the highest form of payoff. That's like if we get to book a fantasy WrestleMania match, I be booking Roman Reigns.
I think that fight is going to happen. I don't know about the Jura and Daemon. I don't know. Now, you could say, all right, some people thought Daemon actually liked Himawari. I don't think that's the case. I just think he was surprised at her power. Because at the end of the day, Daemon has to care. Like, y'all gotta realize he has to care. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care about anybody in Konoha except his sister. So why would he protect Himawari from Jura if his sister is not in danger at that moment? I feel like since Sarada is coming to the scene, and there's a high possibility, I'm gonna say it's damn near inevitable, that Boruto shows up via Flying Raijin, because Sarada is probably marked with a seal. Boruto and Sarada versus Jura and Hidari would be probably the better fight as of right now. Daemon versus Bug would be better writing. It would just make more sense, and it would be a solid, not even solid, a great fight for Daemon to show what he can really do. Because it won't be an easy fight at all. That's all I'm gonna say. That's why when I initially seen this video, I was like, Jura versus Daemon? I don't know about that one. I don't know. The writing's already on the wall for Boruto and Sarada versus Jura and Hidari, whatever you want to say. And Team 10 could play that backup role. They can give him support, whatever. But yeah, the writing's already on the wall. Daemon's just chilling. You see him with the hoodie, man, he was just chilling, but like this, he was just chilling on the rail, just chilling. Not yet. Not yet.
Daemon rushing in to protect Himawari because she's someone he sees as having the potential to allow him to fight at full power one day. It's something you could make work narratively, and it would set up a plot twist with Bug getting his hands on Ada, because Matsuri and Bug, they were nowhere to be seen right now in this chapter. Again,
it could be.
I personally wouldn't do it. I would save Daemon for a fight against Bug, but Jura is being presented as enough of a boss. It could allow us to see Daemon using his full power and inject some more tension into the story while simultaneously allowing us to build up Himawari.
Okay, that's the thing. That's the thing. Before this video ends, Daemon's full power. Well, I mean, not say Daemon's full power. Daemon can't go full power unless he has that ability. You know, his reflect ability. And it's just not going to work on Bug. It's just not going to work. For one, like I said at the beginning of the video, with the Shinju, it's all about instinct. We have to realize the existence of the 10 tails is just to eat chakra. It's their natural instincts to eat chakra. Just like an animal has instincts to eat. Some animals just have natural instincts and know how to hunt for food. They know what to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's like a baby crying because they want something. It's all instinctual. You don't teach a person how to eat, drink. It's basically they already know how to do it. The same thing with the Shinju. The instinct of the Shinju to eat chakra is now through their targets, because now they have self-awareness to establish those targets in their minds, right? So when it comes to Bug and Ada, his desire to devour Ada is totally instinctual. He's not going to think twice about it. It's on sight. You ever heard the term it's on sight? It's literally on sight. On sight, he's going to try to devour her because now it's instinctual. So if Daemon was to try to attack Bug and Bug would just go after Ada, Daemon is going to have to find a way to get rid of Bug in one hit. So let's say Daemon tries to get in front of Ada to protect her. The initial reflect ability won't work because he's not thinking of anything. He's not thinking. You see, he's not thinking of hurting Ada. He's just going off instincts. Or let's say Daemon, this person is in the way of me doing what I need to do, so I need to get rid of this person. Daemon's whole ability is based off your own thoughts attacking you. So it's not like Bug is gonna just think about clobbering Daemon or unaliving him. So that initial ability just won't work. Daemon's going to have to touch Bug to reflect any attack he throws at Ada back at him. The thing is, it's kind of hard to touch these things when they have Coach Claw Mercy and can instantly teleport to different locations of the battlefield, and then you don't know which direction they're coming from. It's tough. It's tough. I ain't gonna lie, it's tough. And then they're fast too. They're pretty fast. We can see it with Jura and Hidari. So how do you overcome a being who works off instinct? The one that really has a mind is Jura. That'll probably be a better matchup because I suspect Jura just to be the most intelligent of the group. I mean, we found out in chapter 8, there is an intelligence gap there. So at this point, it's like the smarter you are, the more ineffective you're gonna be against Daemon. You just have to be a mindless freak just to go crazy against Daemon. I think Bug has that capability. Now, it's a possibility he could lose. Yeah, he can lose because Daemon is pretty fast. I can't undermine that. Daemon is pretty fast, but Bug is fast too. And if the Shinju just work off instincts, there's no thought process behind that. Like I said, if he wants to go after Ada, he's going to go after her. Daemon has to stop him, either by touching him, and even that's going to be hard because he's fast. Let's say Daemon can beat Bug, okay? Can he stop Bug from going after Ada? We don't know if Ada's ability will work on it. It probably won't. And Daemon's ability will be weak or weakened against the Shinju. So it's gonna be a pretty good fight. But like I said, a full video on me explaining everything will be released later, like next month. So be ready for that. It's not gonna be released. I'm just gonna unprivate it because I had to. But those who watch the video know what I'm talking about. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for Daemon because his whole ability works off of your own thoughts. But if you don't have any thoughts of unaliving Daemon, then how does that work? The Shinju don't have any thoughts of unaliving Daemon. But without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about a potential Daemon versus Jura or Bug matchup, and how do you think it will go based on your prior knowledge on his abilities and your newfound knowledge on the Shinju. It's gonna be a pretty good matchup, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. But I think Jura and Hidari is gonna go against Boruto and Sarada. No questions about that one. We'll see Daemon fight soon though. We'll see him fight soon. But until then, all we can do is come up with theories. But anyway, I'm about to get out of here. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. If you want to see me react to anything or maybe like any type of other video you like, leave that below in the comment section. And I'm out. Peace.